Hello there, everybody, both people in the park and people in their own homes. I think this is amazing. This is a great turnout as well for like the first time here we've done this. It's lovely to see real people, and it's really great to be teaching real people and not little faces on Zoom. Even though little faces on Zoom are also really cool as well. I don't want to, everybody's really welcome to be here. It's been weird times, and I think everybody's having to be distanced this weird times, and I'm going to be staying here. Everybody's going to be keeping distance. If you're used to old yoga classes where there's like hands-on assists, those are gone. No more of those. But otherwise, we're here to have fun, and everybody's bought layers, which is really cool because it'll probably get a little bit chilly. So we'll get started. Has everybody got a blanket in the real world and Zoom world? Everybody got one? Cool. Find your blanket. And sit down in a way that feels comfortable for you. A lot of people are sitting with their legs straight. Some people are sitting with cross-legged. All of that is really cool. And what I want you guys to do with a blanket is to wrap it around your ribs like this. So you got your hands at the front like this. So pull the blanket so it's nice and tight around your ribs. Yeah, no, it like feels like you're in a boa constrictor, but just, it feels snug. And what I want you to do is to breathe into the blanket. Take a long, deep breath in and feel the blanket tightening, and feel the hands moving out slightly in front of you. And on the exhale, feel the rib cage compressing in. And the blanket may be slackening, so you have to take up a little bit of tension. We'll do a few more breaths like that. And the whole goal of this is just to make the blanket move as much as you can. Starting to warm up the lungs. Starting to get things moving. If you're one of those people who's got in a competition with themselves for making it move even more, a little trick is to let the belly go. Soften the belly before you take an inhale. You can take a much bigger inhale that way. Some of you have done yoga before with Claire or myself, and so if you understand the concept of ujjayi breathing, if you've done yoga before, you might understand that whispering sound that comes in and out as you breathe in and out. If that's something that works for you, then you can start doing that now. The next 3 breaths, I want you to focus on taking them into the back ribs. Keeping those long breaths in. And longer breaths out. And the focus of this class is going to be to breathe in this clean outdoor air. And if you feel you need another intent, then another intent that I feel has been very, very, very much in my, do you want to join us? No? Okay. Another intent that I feel like it's been very, very in my forefront is that a few months ago, we weren't allowed to go out and mingle. So actually drink in the gratitude of being able to do this. Take another huge breath in and feel for the spine lengthening like it's a spring, like your head's on the end of a spring. Everybody's just got like 2 inches taller when I said that. Awesome. Seated side bend. Now I'm sitting on a hill here, so I'm going to probably fall back in a second. We'll sit now with one leg straight, your left leg straight, right leg, heel to groin. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can sit cross-legged if that doesn't work for you. If you've got blocks of blankets, it might be nice to put a little bit of height underneath the hips. And it's definitely nice to not be doing it uphill like I'm doing it here, because that like makes it really hard. Inhale and sit up tall. Exhale, take the left hand and put it about a foot away from the hip, standing on the fingertips. And exhale, roll the other arm up and over into a side bend. Inhale and keep that length in the upper body. If anybody's feeling this arm up in the air thing doesn't feel so good, you can bring that down and just have it in a neck release position or have it on the knee if that feels better. Take a big, huge breath of this holy head air and send it all the way down into the hips. And then take a long exhale out and take the left shoulder blade down the back. Bring the left ear a little bit closer to the left shoulder. Take the hand that's up in the air and pinwheel it over so it's hovering about a foot up off the ground. Keep the neck where it is. Keep the head where it is. Take a long breath in and feel that breath washing through the muscles and tendons in the right hand side of the neck. Exhale and relax the jaw a little bit. Maybe parting the teeth in the back if you've got the teeth clenched. Inhale and pick the hand up off the floor and put it underneath your head and cradle the weight of your head. And then bring the head up to middle. Cool. Swap your legs over. So whatever you were doing one side, do it on the other side. I feel like I'm going to fall into the lake here. Again, inhale and sit up tall. Feel again for that spine being like a spring. Exhale, and if it feels good, close the eyes and just feel the sun and the wind on your face or through your hair. Take the right hand, put it about a foot away from the hip. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, sweep the other arm up and over into a side bend on the other side. Take a big breath in, sending it all the way down into the hips. And then exhale out. Anything that you don't need, tension, stress, fear. Take the arm that's up in the air and pinwheel it over so it's about a foot above the ground. Take a huge breath into the side of the neck, the left-hand side there. Feel the breath washing through. On the exhale, relax the jaw, the face, the eyes, the back of the eyes. Pick the hand up off the floor, put it underneath the head, and use that to lift your head up. Give your legs a bit of a shake. Can everybody hear me in the back there? There's like, it feels like everybody's further away now. I'm sitting down. Except for the people who are at the front. It's a cross-legged position. Whichever way you feel like your legs want to cross. Inhale and feel the spine getting long. Again, everybody's kind of like about 2 inches tall. Exhale out and feel for keeping that length in the spine. Inhale, lift the arms up and bring them out in front. Exhale, come into a forward bend. Inhale, feel the upper back broadening. Exhale, relax the back of the neck, especially that bit between where the neck stops and the head starts. Relax the jaw, and the face, and the eyes. Inhale and slowly make your way back up. How's everybody feeling? People who have done yoga before, you'll know what's coming next, right? Abs. Yeah. They haven't disappeared. But people who haven't done it before, and if you don't know what I'm going to be doing, you might want to just kind of get in a position where you can see me. Standing means standing up, stand up. Or you can just watch other people who kind of know what they're doing, because there's some people already getting in the position, they know how it's going to work out. We're going to do two types of abs today. First one, we're going to do elbow to knee without the head and shoulders up. We're going to elbow to knee with the head and shoulders up. We're going to start off with elbow to knee down. I'll demonstrate both of them first so you know what you're doing. You lie on your back, feet bent, knees up like this. First stage, you'll take a long breath in, hold the breath, exhale, knee comes up to the chest, pulling the belly down. Inhale, foot to the floor, hold breath. Other knee comes up on the exhale, pulling the belly down. Then when we add the head and shoulders to it, it's going to look like this. Inhale, head and shoulders come up. Big breath in, hold breath. Left knee comes up, elbows come up to meet it, pulling the belly down. Inhale back to center, hold breath. Exhale towards the other knee, elbows come up. Let's start off with a simple version. Lie on your back, feel for melting into the mat. Feel the sun on you and enjoy that rather than thinking that the abs are coming. Then take a big breath in. Hold the breath. Press the low back into the mat. Exhale, let the left knee lift up to the chest, holding the belly down as it comes in towards the chest. Inhale, foot to the floor. Slowly and under control. Hold breath. Press the low back into the mat. Exhale, right knee comes up. Pulling the belly down as that right knee comes up. Inhale, foot to the floor. Hold the breath. Press the low back down. Exhale, left knee comes up towards the chest, pulling the belly down. Inhale, foot to the floor, gently and under control. Hold breath. Press the low back down. Exhale, right knee comes up to the chest, pulling the belly down. Inhale, foot to the floor. If you want to add the head and shoulders part into this, some of you already started, you're really kind of like enthusiastic about abs. Take a breath in and lift the head and shoulders up off the floor about an inch. Hold the breath, press the low back down. Exhale, left knee comes up, elbows go towards the left knee, holding the belly down. Inhale, foot to the floor. Head and shoulders stay up that inch off the floor. Hold breath, press low back down. Exhale, right knee comes up to the chest. Elbows come to meet the right knee, holding the belly down. Inhale, foot to the floor. Hold the breath, press low back down. Exhale, elbows go towards the left knee comes towards them, pulling the belly down. Inhale, foot to the floor, slowly under control. Hold the breath, press the low back down. Exhale, right knee comes up, elbows come up to meet it, pulling the belly down. Inhale, foot to the floor. Do one more round at your own breath count, at your own pace. Can't see all of you anyway, so if you all don't do it, I won't see anyway. And then when you've done that, take the hands and let the head and shoulders come to the floor, put the hands on the belly, and take some resting breaths. And feel what there is to feel gratitude about in this moment? I'm grateful it's not raining. That's a winner. Taking long breaths in and longer breaths out. Everybody doing good? Thumbs up if you are. Yes, that's a lot of thumbs up. Everybody's still here. That's good. Cool. Can you hear me at the back? Thumbs up if you can. Little bit. There's a bit of a hand waving at the back. I'll shout a little bit more. Apologies to people at the front who feel like I'm shouting at them. Okay. Moving bridge. If you don't know the bridge, you can set up for bridge now. If you don't, you can sit up and watch me. For those that don't know, lie in the back, knees bent, feet hip distance apart, close to the hips. And what we're going to do here is a moving bridge. So we're going to take a big breath in. And on the exhale, press into the floor, lifting the hips up a couple of inches. And inhale, hips back to the ground. So lie down for bridge. Set yourself up with your feet by your hips. Feet parallel, hip distance apart. Take a big breath in. Ground through the feet into the mat. And on an exhale, lift the hips up a couple of inches. Inhale, let the hips come down to the floor. Ground through the feet again. Exhale, let the hips lift up. Inhale, hips come down to the mat. Do a few more at your own pace. You're going at your own speed. If it's going up a couple of inches or 5-6 inches, or maybe you want to come in and out of full bridge as you're doing this, depending on how you feel. And if you just want to lie there and feel like you're soaking in the sun, lie there and feel like you're soaking in the sun. Relax the face, the jaw, the eyes as you're doing this. The hands are all clenched. Unclench them. Make that the last one. Let the hips come down. And take some long breaths in and longer breaths out. If you would feel nice to slowly take the hips from one side to the other, that could be a very nice thing to do. Maybe even moving maybe an inch, or maybe moving a lot. Going with whatever feels good at this stage. And then roll over onto one side. And then slowly come up to a seated position. There's all these jackdaws wanting to join in. I don't know about him. He looks like he wants to steal something, but I don't know. He goes, I'm on to him. Dolphin. Who remembers Dolphin? Yeah, no, Dolphin. Get in a place where you can see me. Going downhill here, so you might not be able to. Elbows come down to the mat. You measure up this elbow distance here by using your hands to the upper arms. That's really important because you don't want your arms to be too splayed out. You don't want them to be too close in. And then from there, you can either bring the hands in front of you, go away, and clench them. If you're tweaking in the shoulders, alternatively, you can bring the arms out in front, parallel, hands on the mat. And then you press into the mat with the forearms and in the wrists. And if you feel you have further to go, take a breath in, tuck the toes in, and lift the hips up. When you're done, bring the knees down slowly. Ah, people are already in there. Oh, that's good. Remember to breathe. Relax the neck. I know it's not so easy sometimes on this mat because the grass is pushing the mat. Good. When you're ready, bring the knees down slowly to the mat. And come into child's pose for a couple of breaths, bringing the hips back towards the heels. Head could be on the floor, or make little blocks with your hands for your head to sit on. And then slowly emerge from child's pose. And stand up. And give everything a bit of one of those shakes. Sun's right in my eyes if I take this off, so it's like, just gotta stay on for now. Let's do wrist stretches in horse stance. For horse stance, take your feet so they're good distance apart. Yeah, get your feet on the grass if that feels good. Maybe if you got socks, they might get a bit wet, so I don't know if you want to take them off. Or you can just stand on your mat sideways. That works too. Bend the knees and like you're riding a horse. The further down you go, the harder this works. Yeah. Then take your left hand out in front. Fingers down towards the floor. Take a big breath in. Take hold of the little finger. Exhale, pull the little finger back. Spread the hand, spread the bones of the hand. Big breath in, take hold of the ring finger. Exhale, pull the ring finger back. Spreading the bones of the hand, feeling stretch going up the forearm. Inhale, take hold of the middle finger. Exhale, pull the middle finger back. And then spread the thumb as far away from the little finger as you can. Inhale, take hold of the index finger. Exhale, pull it back. Gently spreading the hands, making the hands really big. Inhale, take hold of the thumb. Exhale, pull the thumb back away from the little finger. Spreading the hand. I feel like this is undoing like 3 months of being on my phone. And we'll do those on the other side. Right hand in front, fingers down towards the floor. Inhale, take hold of the little finger. Exhale, pull the finger back. Feel that stretch up the arm. Inhale, take hold of the ring finger. Exhale, pull the ring finger back. Spread the little finger away from the thumb. Inhale, take hold of the middle finger. Exhale, pulling it back. Inhale into the index finger. Take hold of it and gently pull it back. Really spreading the hand this time. Sending the heel forward. Making it big. Inhale, take hold of the thumb. Exhale, pull the thumb back. Spreading the hand. Good. Give the hands a little bit of a shake. And bring them into the side here like you're pushing 2 walls away. I love everybody just kind of knows what they're doing. So you go, just cute. Take a huge breath in. Feel your spine getting long. Push the hands out and bring the little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger in, thumb on top. Exhale, wrap the knuckles down towards the floor. Feeling a stretch at the top of the arms. Inhale, palms facing forward. Thumb in the middle, fingers wrap on top. Exhale, knuckles down towards the floor. Do those 2 again. Bring the hands to the side, huge breath in. Push the hands out. Wrap the fingers in, starting with the little finger. Index finger, thumb on top. Exhale, wrap the knuckles down. Inhale, palms facing forward, really spreading the hands like 2 massive starfishes or jellyfishes. There you go. Thumb in the middle, fingers wrap on top. Exhale, knuckles down towards the floor. Cool. Bring your hands down, heel toe your way to standing, and give everything a good shake. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing here? How's everybody doing at home? There's lots of thumbs up, lots of smiling. We're all done with abs now anyway, so it's the time where everybody could smile anyway. Warrior 2. Step your feet so they're 3 or 4 feet apart, maybe 4 feet apart. Make sure you got good kind of like, yeah, the ground underneath it is kind of like sturdy. So it has a tendency to move on grass. And turn your left toes out, right toes in. Inhale, turn your chest is facing the long end of the mat. And on the exhale, bend that left knee. Inhale, lift the arms up. Feel for spreading the chest open. Absorbing some of the rays of the sun. Reverse warrior. Bring your right hand down onto the right leg, left arm sweeps up. Take a huge breath now into the left-hand side of the ribs. Feel the ribs expanding out. And on the exhale, take the shoulder blade on the right-hand side down the back. Bring the head and neck into wherever feels comfortable. Sometimes looking down at the back foot, sometimes looking forward. Find a place that feels good for you. Come back into a warrior two. Check that knee for bend on the left knee there. And we'll do extended warrior variation. Bring the left forearm down onto the left thigh. The other arm up into the air. Inhale, make the spine long. Exhale, bring the shoulders down the back. Taking long breaths in and even longer breaths out. Inhale, come back into a warrior two. Bring the arms down and turn your toes so they're facing forwards parallel. Bring the hands onto the top of the hips or the thighs and come into a forward bend, keeping the back as flat as you can for as long as you can. Sending the hips back. Maybe the hands maybe your hands don't reach the floor, you can keep them on the thighs or on the shins. But the hands do reach the floor, or better still, grass. Feel for a connection with the ground underneath you through both your feet and your hands. Relax the neck. Relax the jaw. Relax the eyes. Inhale, slowly come up. Taking care. Coming up. And we'll do warrior two on the other side. Right toes turn out, left toes turn in. So the chest is facing the long end of the mat. Bend the knee, bend the right knee, and the arms come up. Feeling for grounding into the floor. Inhale and broaden the chest. And exhale, let the shoulders and shoulder blades come down on the back. Reverse warrior. Left hand on left leg. Right arm comes up and over. Take a huge breath into the right hand side of the ribs here. Feel for that expanding out. Exhale, let the shoulders and shoulder blades go down the back. Inhale, come back into warrior two. Exhale, take the shoulders down the back. Reach through the fingers. Yeah. Extended warrior variation. Right forearm on the right thigh, left arm up into the air. Take a huge breath in here and send it all the way down into the legs. Just for making the spine long here again. Exhale, shoulders and shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, come back up. Let the arms come down. Turn your feet and then heel toe your way to standing. Let's do some hip mobility work. I like this one for just getting into the hips, and it's a great thing that you can do. Yeah, you can do this while your kettle's boiling or something. It's a great one for getting mobility into the hip. The only thing is we don't have a countertop or chairs to hold on to here, so it also is a game of balance. So before you start, get yourself a little flat bit of ground under your feet. Stamp it and make a bit of flat ground if you have to. And shift the weight onto the left leg. And what we're going to do here is to lift the knee up, and then the knee goes out to the side, and then makes a little circle, keeping the foot up off the floor. And so what you're doing is making a circle with the knee. Now, if keeping the knee bent like this is tricky, you can keep the leg on the floor and just make a circle with the foot. This is not easy. This is not easy, but it's funny. But it's a great way to get a full range of mobility into the hip. I mean, with the added balance issue. Yeah, woo. You're working the other leg quite hard. And if you feel really kind of like, wow, I've got this now, you can bring your arms up. And if that's still easy, close your eyes. No. Yeah, that's when it gets really hard. And then bring that foot to the floor, and we got to do it on the other side because we've got two legs. Shift the weight onto the right leg this time. It's actually helpful if you keep focus on the foot that's on the ground, actually, because it's easy to keep focus on the leg that's moving around. But actually, that's quite a simple movement. If you keep the focus on this one going into the ground, it becomes a lot easier. Says he, kind of wobbling here, like, yeah. And you can end up making quite big circles. And again, you can bring the arms up. And you can close your eyes. And I do a circle with the eyes closed. Yeah, there we go. And bring them down to the floor and give everything a bit of a shake. Oh. Right, what are we going to do next? I think we're going to do, yeah. There's a few insects here now. Oh, nice. So, warrior one. Step to the front of your mat. If you haven't used it that much today, you'll find that there's still like some grass underneath there. So give that a kind of like a, we're turning it into a little bit of a mud. Yes. And then step your right leg back. Again, step it back so it's a comfortable distance. If getting the heel on the floor doesn't work for you here, you can actually do this with the heel up. Balance is a little bit more of a problem that way, but you can do it. And turn your hips so they're facing the short end of the mat. And bend the knee in front, there's even more instructions, and then make the spine long. And then lift the arms up. Feel the grounding through your feet here. Taking huge breaths in and long breaths out. And we'll do shoulder shrugs. Bring the arms down. Let the arms go floppy like Muppet arms. Who remembers the Muppet Show? They all had like this. So you want the arms loose and Muppety. Take a big breath in, and then shoulders come up, shoulders go back. Squeeze the top tips of shoulder blades together, and on the exhale, drag them down the back. Keeping length in the spine, making your head long. Big breath in. Squeeze middles of shoulder blades together, exhale, and drag them down the back. Another huge breath in. Squeeze bottom tips of shoulder blades together. You can use the elbows for this. Really pinch them together and exhale, drag them down the back. Do one set of that again, making them massive. If you feel like you want to make noises like wah, or something, then do so. Nobody cares. Huge breath in. Hold the breath. Shoulders go up, shoulders go back. Squeeze them together and exhale and drag them down. Big breath in. Squeeze middles of shoulder blades together. Really squeeze them together and exhale, drag them down back. Huge breath in again. Squeeze bottom tips of shoulder blades together. And exhale, drag them down the back. Cool. Let's do bird wing arms now. Stay in the same position with your body, but bring the hands out in front with the arms at like right angles, maybe a little bit more than right angles. And you want to keep the elbows like all tucked in here. That's the trick. Take a huge breath in and let the hands come together. Spread the hands out. And on the exhale, move the hands out to the side, keeping the elbows pinned to the ribs as much as you can. Inhale, hands come together. Exhale, hands move apart. Doing that a few more times. And then the arms come down. Let your shoulders settle and step back to the front of the mat. Feel whether one leg feels longer than the other. If it does, that's normal. If it's still at that at the end, then there's nothing I can do about it. But step your left leg back, right leg forward. Turn the hips so they're facing the short end of the mat again and bend that knee on the right leg. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, shoulders, shoulder blades down the back, and then lift the arms up. Taking long breaths in and longer breaths out. Now the arms come down. We'll do some more shoulder shrugs. Big breath in. Shoulders up, shoulders back. Squeeze tops of shoulder blades together and exhale, drag them down the back. Inhaling again, widening the back. Pinch middle of shoulder blades together and exhale, drag them down the back. Huge breath in. Squeeze bottom tips of shoulder blades together and drag them down the back and exhale out. One more round. Huge breath in. Hold breath, shoulders up, shoulders back. Exhale, drag them down the back, making a noise. Big breath in. Squeeze middle to shoulder blades together. Really squeeze them together and drag them down the back. Last one, big breath in. Squeeze bottom tips of shoulder blades together. And exhale, drag them down the back. Now your arms hanging down, take a big breath in and try and keep the shoulders all relaxed with that big breath. Notice if you're trying to breathe with your forehead. Some people do. It's really interesting. And long breath out. Bird wing arms. Bring them in. Tuck them in. Huge breath in, spreading the hands out, making them massive. Inhale, hands come together. Exhale, hands move apart. Inhale, hands come together. Squeezing the elbows in. Exhale, hands move apart. So a few more rounds of these. Oh, let the arms come down. Step back to the front of the mat. And see if the legs feel about the same length. He looks like he wants to join in. You can stand there and do stuff. Yeah, I mean, you don't have a mat, but you could do it there. Let's play with some more balancing. Tree pose. This is, I think the people at the front are going to be at the back next time. I think it's like, oh, balance. Oh, next to a post. Oh, a post here. Tree pose. If you've not done this before, I'll talk you through it, but probably everybody knows it. Shift your weight onto your left leg. And again, really feel for that left leg going into the ground. Yeah, like that. Feel like you're pushing in. Good. Inhale and make yourself tall. Exhale, the shoulders and shoulder blades come down the back. Then with the other leg, you've got this option. You can either bring the heel onto the ankle, or onto the shin, or up onto the thigh, keeping the knee outwards. So you're opening the hip out. That's really good balance. And then you can either bring the hands in front of the chest for more fun, or you can bring the arms up. Well, that just seems too easy for everybody. You can close your eyes. Let them come down. He's making it look too simple. What's your name? You're doing good. The yoga teacher in the making there. Do that on the other side. Shift your weight onto your right leg. And again, really feel like you're making a connection with the earth. If you actually want to step onto the grass, you can do that as well. Feels really nice. And again, the trick is it's easy to focus on the leg that's moving around, but it's actually better to be focusing on the leg that's keeping you upright. Inhale and lift your chest up. Exhale, shoulders and shoulder blades down the back. And then pick where that leg foot's going to go. Is it going to be on the ankle, or on the shin, or on the thigh? Ooh, that's not so easy. And then the hands can come in front. Or you can lift them up. Keep breathing. And look at a spot that's not moving. Although I think everything's moving. Grass is moving. And if you've really got that and you're going, this is easy, close your eyes. Somebody just, and then come down. Give everything a bit of a shake. Let's play with some down dog to lunges, just to get the hips doing stuff. It looks a bit like this. For down dog, you set up so that you're on yourself on your hands and knees. Really feeling like you're getting into the floor here. Feel for all the fingers getting in the floor. Feel for your toes tucking in. Spreading the back out, letting the head and shoulders relax. And then you lift up. Everybody's up. Cool. Take a long breath in here. And a longer breath out. Inhale, lunge. Bring the right foot forward. And bring the left knee down. If you haven't done yoga for a while, that foot might not go in the spot that you want it to do. Feel free to just cheat and move it. It's fine. And we'll come into a lunge, and you can either have the hands on the floor, hands on the thigh, or hands up in the air. Sending the hips towards the front of the mat. Long breaths in. You can join in there if you want. Yeah, go for it. drawing the sun towards you, like, yeah, perhaps a bit more summer. And then bring the hands down and come back into a downward facing dog. Let the head hang down and relax. Inhale, lift the hips up. You can stretch the back of the legs here as well by sending heels down towards the floor. Lunge, inhale, left foot forward. Right knee down. Hands again could be on the floor, on the thigh, or up in the air. Let's come into a downward facing dog again. Ooh, that's nice. Again, use this as an opportunity to relax the neck, stretch the back of the legs. And lunge, inhale, right foot forward, sorry. Or left foot forward if you listen to my mistake. It's okay. Hands can be on the thigh or on the floor or up in the air. Send the hips towards the front of the mat. Feel the first stretch in the front of the thigh. And hands down to the floor, back into a downward facing dog. If this is feeling a bit energetic, you can bring the knees down at this point. And let's do a lunge on the other side again. Foot forward, opposite knee down. And let the arms come down. Come down into a child's pose. Taking long breaths in. And longer breaths out. And let's come to a seated position after all that movement. This is where I roll back down the hill and disappear into the lake like somebody over there just did, I think. If you're feeling a bit chilly, because a lot of stuff's been happening, you might want to put a layer or two on. If not, enjoy it. Inhale and sit up tall. Making the spine long, exhale, shoulders and shoulder blades down the back. Feel the relaxing the jaw, the face, the eyes. Anything that doesn't need to work here can relax. If your hands feel tight and clenched, release the tension there. Do a seated twist. Take your left hand and put it onto your left thigh. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, take the other hand behind you to prop you up. And turn to the right hand side. Which is the chimney side of where we are. Inhale and sit up tall. Collarbones up towards the sky. Exhale, shoulders and shoulder blades down the back. If it feels okay to do so, close the eyes. And feel for whatever sense, what your other senses are telling you, what you can smell, what you can hear and feel. Maybe even tasting how the air tastes. Inhale, come back to the center. Keeping that length in the spine. Right hand onto left knee. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, take the other hand behind you. Use it to prop you up. Turning towards the sun this time. Inhale, come back to the center. So you want to do yoga? I had cats wanting to do yoga. Yeah, okay. He hasn't paid. The cat didn't pay either. That's like a year on, I still remember it. How's everybody doing? Everybody feeling sort of chilled and yeah, it's nice feeling. It's this, let's unwind a little bit more and lie down on the side. You might want to use your little blanket here as a pillow. The bottom arm comes out in front. Notice I said bottom arm here because I didn't actually tell you which side to lie on. And then just bring both of your hands together so that you can like clap them in front. So that the bottom arm's lying on the floor, the other arm's on top. And on an inhale, lift the top arm and open it like a book. And just open the chest out towards the sky. Maybe the arm's not going to reach the floor. That's okay. Inhale, let the hands come back together. And open out again, like a book. Let's do that a few more times. One more. And then, in whatever way feels logical, move on to the other side. Get your pillow with you. Bring the hands together, then opening the chest out towards the sky. Taking in how beautiful the blue sky is. Wow. And make that the last one. And just stay on your side for a couple of breaths, just enjoying what there is to enjoy here. And sit up. Wow. So warm, isn't it? So unbelievable. We'll do a hip release sequence. There's 4 bits to this on either side. So I'll talk you through it first, and then we'll all do it together. You lie on your back. And then first part, knee comes to the chest. Part 2, knee goes across the body, down onto the floor. This arm can be somewhere where it feels comfortable. Part 3, leg comes into half frog, knee bent. And finally, you got half dead bug, catching hold of the foot, bringing the knee down, or catching hold of your leggings. And then we do the other side. So, lie down on your back. But before we do anything, let's just ground into the floor and just feel the softness and the texture of the grass underneath. And the air around us, and the sky above. Inhale, bring the right knee to the chest, catching hold of it. Exhale, make sure the shoulders and shoulder blades are on the mat and comfortable. Press to the heel of the other foot as well, so you're making that other foot long, other leg long. Taking a long breath in, sending it into the hips. A long breath out, washing out any tension and stress. Part 2, bring the knee over, cross the body onto the ground. Rolling the chest over if that feels like it needs to come to the floor. Use the pillow or your blanket underneath your head. Washing the breath through the body. Inhale and come over, lifting the leg up gently into half frog. Press to the heel of the opposite leg, making the leg long. Half dead bug. Take hold of the foot or the leggings. Bring the knee towards the armpit. Let go of the foot. Let the leg come to the floor. And we'll do those 4 on the other side. Inhale, bring the left knee to the chest. Exhale, relax your shoulders and shoulder blades. Taking in whatever senses are around you. Part 2, bring the knee across the body onto the floor. Top arm, put it in somewhere where it feels comfortable, on the hip or behind you or in front of you or across the head, past the ear. Half frog, bring the knee across, back up. And leg out to the side, keeping the knee bent. Anchoring into the ground through the opposite heel, the opposite leg. Half frog, take hold of the foot, or the leggings. Bringing the knee towards the armpit. And then let go of the knee. Bring both feet to the floor with the knees bent. And then bring both knees to the chest, catching hold of the knees and rolling from one side to the other. Massaging the back. And then if you take your knees in one in each hand, and then make little circles with the knees. And taking the circles the other way. And then bring the feet to the floor. And feel for yourself melting into the mat. This is a good time to grab yourself if you're feeling a bit cold, a bit chilly, a blanket and wrap it around yourself. Putting in some extra layers if you feel like a little bit chilly. And if you feel warm enough, then yeah, it's nice. And as you're preparing yourself, getting yourself ready for some relaxation, soak in what there is that's nice to the senses here. The sounds, the smells, the temperature of the air. Taking long breaths in and long breaths out. Feeling with each breath your body getting a little bit heavier, sinking into the grass a little bit more. Shavasana. Start to deepen your breathing. Each breath waking up the senses. Letting in more of what you want to let in. And less of what you want to keep out. And then slowly start to bring some movement into the body. Maybe starting with the fingertips and the toes. And let that radiate into the hands and the feet. And up the arms and the legs. And then starting to move in whatever way feels good. Unless just lying on the floor feels good. Soaking the sun up. And then slowly rolling over onto one side. And with the utmost of care for yourself, slowly making your way up to a seated position, freeing yourself of blankets and those things. Everybody's awake. Thank you very, very much for coming here today. Thank you for the people who have come here in person. Thank you very much to the people who are on Zoom. It is amazing to have such a big crowd here today. And I hope you've had a great time. And I hope to see you all again real soon. Take care of yourselves.